You've been listening to Quiller Balalaika by Adam Hall, read by Simon J. Williamson. The author's son, Jean-Pierre Trevor, adds this personal note. I am high above the desert, and the thermals created by the 115-degree heat pitch the 737 around. From my window at 17,000 feet, I can see where I'll be staying. An Arabian horse ranch down there in the baking desert. In a few minutes, we will be landing at Phoenix Sky Harbor International. I'm going to visit a dying man known to millions of people as Adam Hall, the creator of Quiller. He is also my father, Elliston Trevor. Part of me resents Quiller, because he reminds me of the shield my father has had to keep in place all his life. Maybe if Quiller was vulnerable, he wouldn't exist. And right now my father is the most vulnerable I've ever seen him, so I'm very confused. The next day when I go into his room, he looks like someone who has had a huge burden lifted from his shoulders. I take his hand. Hello, Papa. I'd like to work on the book if I may, JP. Of course, just give me a minute. I'll get the laptop. Chai tells me that for 3 hours early this morning, they talked of his distress at being stuck between life and death. It has given my father the spirit to write more. We begin. There are long moments of silence as he creates Quiller, and I look at his etched face, backlit from the desert light. Sometimes whole minutes drift by when I feel I am holding a flame that has been burning for years, and the slightest breath will extinguish it forever. Then a word, or a sentence, then more silence. The nurses know he is writing and stay in the living room. That's it. I realize I'm looking at my father and I feel buried in grief. It's safe. You're safe, I say to him. I briefly look at Chai because I don't think I saw his last breath. She looks back, not certain. Another breath. I hold mine. My father swallows twice, gently with no sound. Chai says something to me, but I don't hear it. Now it comes. The storm breaks loose in my body and I bury my face in his pillows. Finally, I understand the meaning of the last words of his last novel, Quiller Balalaika.